Okay, Big Brother veto episode. Overall, I think it has been a way less crazy week than last week. Frenchie's HOH, Caylin's HOH has definitely been smoother. I think he learned a lot from Frenchie's HOH too. This week definitely has Frenchie scrambling and still interesting stuff going on, but I think we also get to see more of the get to knowing phase of Big Brother. After the craziness of the first week, we see everybody bonding and we get to learn more about everyone, which I enjoy. I was actually watching the feeds yesterday and I got some really nice moments that I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, for example, I saw Derek X and Azza bonding over cooking and food. It was a cute conversation. So this episode picks up right after nominations, Frenchie and Brittany nominations. Frenchie says he's not surprised and would be disappointed if he wasn't nominated, which, I don't know. Personally, I would not want to be nominated. Then again, didn't he make all these deals with people so he would be safe when he's not HOH? So, okay. So now Brent, Whitney, everyone has pretty much turned against Frenchie, and yeah, they just see him as a sinking ship and they're just like, nope. Also, does Brent not realize that he's a huge target once Frenchie is gone? And does Whitney realize that she could possibly go on the block with Brent? I have seen many saying they're going to throw HOH so Brent and Whitney could be nominated. Of course, Brent, don't think he's in on that, so I think he will be gunning for it. So we see Brittany really upset this whole episode, and she's very emotional, and she's not ready to go. And I mean, sitting next to Frenchie, that's a good place to be. Nobody wants to be on the block, but at least she's sitting next to Frenchie, who has a huge target on his back, and a lot of people want him out. It was nice to see Azza comforting Brittany, and we see the Jokers, not exactly happy about losing one of their players, not exactly happy about having their players nominated. Azza and Derek F both mentioned being upset at Caylin for nominating people on their team and for not really letting them know. Frenchie said he would save Brittany if he wins veto. Do I think that's true? Possibly. I mean, who knows? I guess it would depend on his mood in the moment and who he spoke to right before deciding. It's hard to say. Caylin said he didn't believe Frenchie when he said that. The Kings, of course, really happy about being safe this week and not being nominated. Alyssa mentioned being impressed with Kai's nominations. Of course, also the Queens happy and impressed as well. They're safe because of Caylin. So the whole segment of Brett mixing up erotic and erratic, I had seen mention to this on Twitter. It was funny to see Hannah mimicking his accent. And yeah, we see him having a crush on her and mentioning it. Then again, I think he also has a crush on Alyssa too, but he says he's not into Whitney, that he can't handle her. In this episode, we see Frenchie kind of blowing up the whole slaughterhouse and telling everyone about this alliance that's controlling the house that he used to be a part of, but turned on him. And it's his warning to them that, his alliance turned on him, and just imagine what they'll do to them. He told Brittany about it, told Azza, Derek X. Derek X was like, oh my god, what? Frenchie purposely left out Derek F and Xavier's names out of the people that were involved because he thinks that he could possibly work with them later on, and he didn't want to, throw their names out there. He also tells Tiffany, Claire, Sarah Beth, so everyone knows now. Tiffany retells Frenchie's story, his slaughterhouse reveal to Kai, and the voice she does mimicking him was really funny. I also saw a video on Twitter of Claire also doing the voice, and it was pretty spot on. Christian and Xavier wrap Alyssa in toilet paper for her birthday. And it was funny because then there's a serious conversation with Kai about using veto and whatnot, nominations and everything, and she's just wrapped in toilet paper. Alyssa does mention that they're gonna air this because it's an important conversation and I'm wrapped in toilet paper. Yeah, they did air it. So yeah, that was good thinking. So veto players, of course, nominees Frenchie and Brittany, HOH Caylin, Alyssa, Derek X, and Claire. Definitely not a group that's beneficial for Frenchie and Brittany. It's a beach-themed veto. It really reminded me of a water park or Disney or something with the water just spraying out. What they have to do is fill the container with suntan oil, and then they pull out a whistle. Whoever does it the fastest wins. It wouldn't be Big Brother without the slow-mo falls, and yeah, Brittany, first person to go, and they show us a slow-mo of her fall. I thought it was smart, Caylin using his body as a backboard to help the stream of water fall into the container, because I did notice some of them, they're catching the water and the water is just rebounding out of the container. Derek X is super agile, so he was going super quickly. I was like, okay, he's gonna have a good time. Claire looked like she was struggling, but she really wasn't trying to win, so she was just trying to do well enough not to look like she was throwing it completely. She definitely doesn't want to stand out more than she does. She says she's 6 feet, so she wants to lie low. This was definitely not Alyssa's comp. She was struggling. Frenchie did notice the SPF numbers on the bottles. Higher number, more lotion sprays out. So yeah, then they start revealing the times. Caylin was in the lead, and then he wasn't because Derek X beat him out. And yeah, Derek X wins veto 2nd time in a row. Veto king. Frenchie and Brittany upset about losing. Yeah, definitely not a good scenario for them, especially Frenchie. Azza does not want Frenchie to give up, tries to motivate him. Derek F also tries to motivate him. They don't want him to give up and just, lie down. Frenchie tries to strike a deal with Caylin and Derek X, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Ultimately, Derek X does not use the veto, and yeah, maybe Frenchie could have done something, or maybe it was just too far gone from how last week went and how this week was going. That's it. Let me know your thoughts on the season and on this episode in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe.